Hello to all my friends. I am SueSue, and our channel is SueSue and the Wolfman, and we also include our dogs in it, which are Boo Boo and Buster. Boo is over there, rarely comes on screen, and Buster's going to react to the Poet and the Pendulum with me today. Wow, so I just need to give you a little background as to why I'm doing a revisit on this. It was the middle of March 2022 when we did our first reaction video. So a little over a year and 3 months. And it was to Ghost Love Score, and then we were off to the races. Well, I think May 6th, so just a little over a month and a half, we reacted to the Poet and the Pendulum, and it was good. It was a good, like, first time kind of, what do you think of this reaction? But the song is so just meaty and chock full of so much that we didn't understand at that time. And now, after over a year, a little over a year since meeting this band and coming to know them, I want to do this again. I just want to experience it again because it is a masterpiece, and I am all about poetry, and I love music, and Tuomas puts them together like nobody I've ever heard. And I mean that because there are a lot of artists that I really have loved my whole life and admire, but I've never heard anyone put poetry to music the way that Tuomas does. I've just really, I'm at a loss sometimes when I watch the videos or listen to his music. So I do know some things before we start. I know that this was written based on the separation of the band from Tarja. I know through watching some documentaries and reading people's comments and learning of the evolution of the band over the last year, that it was a grieving period, a mourning period for him, a dark period, with depression and maybe even suicidal thoughts, and just great darkness. And he went and stayed with his parents, and that's where he learned and started to heal and write again. And then he was off to the races. He was writing masterpieces. And you know, so beauty does come out of pain, and a lot of art comes out of a place of pain, but then to a place of release. So I'm looking forward to watching this again. Let me go ahead and get it set up. Buster's looking more at the floor than he is at the video. We're going to see a pretty lady and some good people singing and playing music. All right. He doesn't care. cannot cry because a shoulder cries more. That resonates. He can't grieve because everybody's grieving on their own or on him. Empu's checking on Tuomas.
And cheerful days will be very smiling face. Please, no more words, thoughts from a severed head. No more praise, tell me once my heart goes right. And take me home. Get away, run away, fly away, leave me straight to dreamers highway. I can't cry 'cause the shoulder cries more. I'm gonna die at a hole for the cold world. Burning me, the other two faces, one for the world, but for God's sake me. I can't cry 'cause the shoulder cries more. I'm gonna die at a hole for the cold world, hole for the cold world, hole for the cold world. I'm afraid, so afraid, being raped again and again and again. I know I will die alone, but loved. You live long enough to hear the sound of guns, long enough to find yourself screaming every night, long enough to see your friends betray you. For years, I've been strapped onto this altar. Now I only have 3 minutes, counting. I just wish the tide would catch me first, give me a death I always longed for.
crying at the end of each beautiful day. The music he wrote had too long been without silence. He was found naked and dead, with a smile on his face, a pen, and 1,000 pages of erased text.
That was the thing I was told about, where he does that. Like, this is gonna have to be one of the last times we do this song. I know that those are the things his mama said to him. You see the solidarity over there? She's looking at him too.
Thank you.
Oh, wow. Man, so good. So good. What a cathartic thing that Tuomas was able to do with terrible pain, terrible depression, suicidal thoughts, having not realized the ramifications of firing Tarja, how it would affect him, all the mean and hateful press. And you could just see in a documentary I did on him about how he it hurt him to be hated that way. Do you want to get down? Go ahead, get down, because I'm talking about something important. Go on. Get down. Okay, then stop fussing. The lyrics of this song, if you guys had 45 or 50 minutes, hold on a second. Sorry about that, guys. It's a serious reaction and the dog made it not serious. If you had 45 minutes, I'd do a high school English poetry class with you on just that song, and we'd probably go a week long analyzing it. It was beautiful. It started out at the at the end, and then it ended at the beginning, you know, which of course represents death into new life. The pendulum is just such an awesome illustration. I just think about the pit and the pendulum, Edgar Allan Poe, and being in a dark room, and the pendulums and things are swinging blades that could kill you at every move, and you get through this one and that one and another one. And Tuomas talks about being tied to an altar and the pendulum's getting lower, like he's going to be the sacrifice. He's going to have to be sacrificed. But the thing about it is that when someone dies that way, whether it be suicide or another type of death, he says in a very unique and poignant way that all 1,000 pages will be next to him and a smile on his face, but the pages will be erased. So when he goes, everything that he created, and as I see it, everything he created would have created forward from that time, had he died, would be gone. And so you have to think about that. If he had done something to himself, everything that we've experienced in his music in these years would not be. So for that, you know, I'm so grateful that he's still here, and maybe it can give other people hope who are considering taking his life. Sorry, Buster's determined to wreck our video today. You know, I've been studying for this one. Sorry. The imagery of his and the lyrics about when he went home and his mother and the words that she said to him, those got me right in the gut. Just coming home broken and the blade still descending, and listening to the words of your mother. Just the ultimate nurturing place of comfort that people who have a good mother know, and apparently he does, and I'm really happy for that. What else? Just the orchestration, the way that he took all of these parts and did part 1, part 2, and then continued on, were so beautiful. It was so beautifully and masterfully done, because you've got all of these mini songs, right, within the greater one, and they all need each other to work, but they're still separated. It's interesting, and I love when he does that type of thing. I don't know if any other song where it's had 4 or 5 parts. If you do, let me know. I'd be interested. You kind of jog my memory of songs like that have more parts than Poet and the Pendulum, if there are any. This was just a beautiful, kind of painful thing to watch. The reason why didn't cause me so much pain is because the beginning is at the end of the song, and I know that he's okay now, and so I grieve for what he went through. I understand it. I've been there, but I'm not worried for him, you know, like you would be with somebody who's stuck right under the pendulum and doesn't ever come out from under it. It's a sad thing. It's a sad thing when we lose people this way, and I know it hits home with a lot of people who have lost loved ones to suicide. So in that respect, the song can be really difficult to hear. But I know other people as well who have lost children, particularly a son. This hits hard to home because, obviously, because of the content. I loved seeing Marco and Empu go over and kind of stand next to Tuomas. I just felt like I stopped it very quickly and said solidarity, because there's, you know, kindness in that proximity. And if you noticed, at the end of the video, Flora looks over as well to make sure Tuomas is okay before she says her soft and sweet thank you. The other thing I noticed was Empu asking Tuomas at the very beginning, kind of talking to him a bit and asking him if he was okay. I think he was asking him that, I'm not for sure. But I would think that that song would be very difficult for him to do, just because it makes him so vulnerable. You know, he puts himself right out there, especially in the section where it's read aloud that he died, and with a smile on his face and 1,000 pages erased. That's a lot for to say in front of an audience of that many people, much less, you know, on albums and the song listened to over and over. So, and I think he wants to put some of that, I would think, I don't know him, but I would think that he would want to put some of that aside and just move on. It seems to me from more current interviews, he has moved way on, you know, that he's not holding on to any of that anymore. But at the time it was probably still pretty fresh. Not as fresh as it was with Annette, but still fresh. And I'm told that they won't ever perform that song live again. And I thought it was because Tuomas said that's enough, we need to move on past it. But I've seen suggested that they're not going to do it because Marco's not there to do his part. You would probably know, I think the first one is true, but that he decided not to do it before Marco left, and it wasn't that type of decision based on Marco's vocals, which, by the way, were amazing. Amazing. They added so much to it. You know, you've got the emotional, soft floor like a siren going on, and then you've got the get away, you know, fly away, run away. Anyway, you've got that part. I cannot die as a whore for the Cold War. I have to memorize that. But you've got that feeling, and you know, it's kind of frantic and rocking, and then the siren again in the back, and then her singing. I mean, just so many layers that only a musical genius could create, not only in his mind, but then orchestrate and make happen on a stage, because that's a whole different thing. So kudos to him and all of his crew for sure. As always, I love Nightwish, always will. Sometimes I feel like I've learned everything I can, and that makes me sad because I want to keep talking about Nightwish. But I think this summer we're going to delve into some Tarja, start maybe at the beginning, at the roots of Nightwish, and just learn some more about them that way. And then I know we'll have some more things coming out, professional videos, maybe in the next year or so, and their new album that's going to come out that we can react to. So if you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends, comment down below and let me know what you think about some of the questions I've asked and your experience with this song. I would love to know if any of you were at that particular concert. Wouldn't that be cool to know somebody who experienced that firsthand? So let me know about that as well. At the bottom of your screen, you'll see a subscribe if you haven't already joined our little family here, and a donate button to help keep our ship afloat. And I will say, until I see you again, be blessed. And as Wolfman says, don't hurt anybody.